Lucas and his wife earn more than anyone in their families ever did. On paper, they made it. But last month, their car broke down, and they had to put the repair on a credit card. That night, Lucas sat in silence. Because something didn't make sense. They were doing everything right. Working full-time. Saving. Being responsible. So, why did they still feel one emergency away from disaster? And this feeling is exhausting. Because it doesn't show up on spreadsheets. It shows up in your body, in your sleep, in the quiet moments when you realize that one unexpected event could undo years of effort. Lucas began to notice small signs. The tension in conversations about money. The hesitation before every purchase. The background anxiety that never fully disappeared. If this feels familiar, you might be inside a financial trap.
And you don't even know it.
For decades, we were told a simple formula. 2 incomes equals more security. It sounds logical. It feels safe. It feels smart. But what if the opposite is true? What if working harder is quietly making you more fragile? What if the very thing that makes you feel responsible is also increasing your risk? This idea became famous after research from Elizabeth Warren and her daughter Amelia Warren-Tyagi, who studied thousands of bankrupt families and wrote The 2-Income Trap. What they discovered shocked even them. 2-income families were more likely to go bankrupt, not less. Because when both incomes become necessary, there is no margin left.
No buffet.
No backup plan. Lucas couldn't stop thinking about this, because suddenly, his life started to make sense. The exhaustion, the pressure, the feeling of running faster but going nowhere. He wasn't failing. The system had changed. And once you see this, you can't unsee it. You start noticing how many people around you are trapped in the same cycle. High salaries, low flexibility,
Permanent stress.
In 1970, most families survived on one income. That income didn't just cover survival. It created margin. If something went wrong, there was a backup. Today, we activated the backup as the default. 2 incomes became normal. But here's what nobody tells you. The moment 2 incomes became standard, prices adjusted. Housing doubled relative to wages. Childcare exploded. Healthcare skyrocketed. The second income didn't make families richer. It made the system more expensive. And this is basic behavioral economics. When more money enters a system, prices don't stay the same. They rise. Because markets adapt faster than individuals. So, where does that money actually go? Let's simplify money today.
Imagine Lucas i-arns $75.
His partner earns $55,000. On paper, $130,000. But reality is different. Taxes reduce the second income immediately. Childcare can erase most of what remains. Commuting, convenience, and exhaustion expenses consume the rest. And the hidden cost? Decision fatigue. Burnout. Less time to think. Less time to invest. Less time to build long-term wealth. And suddenly, the second income adds very little, while removing time, energy, and flexibility. If you understand this, you change your financial life. Here, money works for you only when it creates options, not when it locks you in. Most dual-income families build lifestyles that require both incomes forever. That's the real danger. Not low income, but zero margin. Zero margin means every decision becomes emotional. You react instead of plan. You accept instead of choose. You survive instead of grow. Sarah appeared in Lucas's life when he needed clarity. She didn't tell him to quit his job. She told him something much more powerful. Your second income is not income. It's insurance.
Lucas had never thought about it that way.
And suddenly, everything changed. Because insurance is not meant to upgrade your lifestyle. It's meant to protect your future. Sarah explained. Structure your life so one income can survive. Let the second income build freedom. Emergency fund. Investments. Flexibility. Not status. Not bigger houses. Not lifestyle inflation. This is the kind of thing rich people do differently. They protect downside first. Then they grow upside. Most people do the opposite. It wasn't easy. Lucas said no to upgrades. He drove an older car. He ignored social pressure. At first, it felt uncomfortable. Because society rewards consumption, not patience. But slowly, something changed. Stress decreased. Options increased. Investments grew. He began to feel a calm confidence. The kind that comes from knowing you don't have to say yes to everything. And one day, he realized something powerful. He didn't need both incomes anymore. This didn't mean he stopped working. It meant he started choosing. The two-income trap isn't about money. It's about control. It's about freedom. It's about being able to say, we can slow down. We can change. We can choose. Because real wealth is not income. It's flexibility. And flexibility is invisible. But it changes everything. And now that you see the trap, you can step out of it. If this shifted how you think about money, subscribe. Because here, we don't chase more income. We build freedom. And, in the next video, we'll break down the exact system high performers use to build financial resilience without sacrificing growth or ambition. Because the goal is not to work less. It's to live on your own terms.